What's up, Michigan fans? It's Clayton Safey from the Wolverine.com here with 5 takeaways from the Wolverines' 29-7 win over Michigan State on Saturday night at the Big House. Number 1, an unfortunate scene put a damper on the game. We'll sadly start at the end with the postgame assault by a gang of Michigan State players on 2 Wolverines, graduate cornerback Jamon Green and sophomore cornerback Jaden McBurrows. It's taken up all the headlines in the aftermath of the game, and rightfully so, even though it's an unfortunate situation. It was an ugly scene in the tunnel. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh and athletic director Ward Manuel addressed it after the game, calling it unacceptable. Michigan State head coach Mel Tucker initially said he didn't know what happened, but released a statement via his Twitter account on Sunday. Here's what Tucker had to say. Quote, "As Spartans, our program has a responsibility to uphold the highest level of sportsmanship. While emotions were very high at the conclusion of our rivalry game at Michigan Stadium, there is no excuse for behavior that puts our team or our opponents at risk. In complete cooperation with law enforcement, the Big Ten Conference, and MSU and UM leadership, we will evaluate the events in Ann Arbor and take swift and appropriate action." End quote. The videos were disturbing and the actions were uncalled for, but sadly not surprising for Michigan State in this rivalry. It's a product not of their team, but their program. Stay tuned for announcements on discipline for the Spartans in the hours to come. Before we get to takeaway number 2, make sure to smash that like button on this video if you're excited about Michigan's win over Michigan State. And as always, subscribe to our channel for more Michigan content coming your way. Number 2, Michigan's defense was lights out. Michigan State gained 155 of its 252 total yards on 5 plays. But other than that, it was all Wolverines. Wide receiver Keon Coleman had several big catches early, including his team's lone touchdown of the game to take a 7-3 lead in the first quarter. He had 104 yards and a score at halftime. However, Michigan began doubling him on the outside, and the Spartans did not have an answer after that adjustment was made. Mel Tucker told the ABC broadcast that Michigan couldn't cover their receivers, but in the second half, quarterback Peyton Thorne went 7 for 17 for just 81 yards and had an interception that was picked off by Michigan sophomore safety Rod Moore. The Spartans picked up just 3 first downs in the second half as the Wolverines put the clamps on after halftime. Number 3, the third quarter has been Michigan's friend all season long, and that story continued in this game. Whatever Michigan's doing in the halftime locker room, it's working in a big way. Throughout the course of the season, Michigan is outscoring its opponents 56-6 in third quarters. The Wolverines have given up just 3 third-quarter points to Big Ten opponents. That came 2 weeks ago against Penn State. In the third quarter Saturday, Michigan State totaled just 8 yards and didn't pick up a single first down. The Maize and Blue set the tone by forcing 2 straight 3-and-outs to begin the second half. Number 4, the scoreboard didn't reflect just how dominant Michigan was in this game. The Maize and Blue possessed the ball for 40 minutes and 44 seconds compared to Michigan State's 19 minutes and 27 seconds. The Wolverines rushed for 276 yards on 52 carries and held Michigan State to 37 yards. Michigan running back Blake Corum was fantastic running behind that offensive line, and the Wolverines were the much more physical team on the defensive side as well. The Spartans went 2 for 11 on third down, 1 for 4 on fourth down. Those were big stops for Michigan. The biggest concern coming out of Saturday night's tilt was Michigan's red zone offense. The Wolverines failed to punch in touchdowns on 3 of their 5 red zone trips, including settling for field goals twice inside the Michigan State 10-yard line. 3 of Michigan's 5 negative plays for the night came inside the Michigan State 10. Going the wrong way is the last thing Michigan wants in the red zone outside of turning the ball over. For the season, Michigan has scored touchdowns on just 64.1% of its red zone trips, which ranks tied 58th nationally. The Wolverines have to clean that aspect up for the stretch run. But at the same time, Jake Moody, the graduate kicker who won the Lou Groza Award last season, was fantastic. He made 5 field goals, including a career-long 54 yards. Finally, number 5, Paul Bunyan is back in Ann Arbor. Michigan had lost 2 straight to Michigan State heading in, but the Wolverines pulled off a decisive victory and took back the rivalry. They've now won 4 of the last 7 meetings and have the program in much better shape than Mel Tucker's program in East Lansing. Tucker is now 10-11 in Big Ten games during his 2+ seasons, while Michigan has won 20 of its last 22 overall contests, is the defending Big Ten champions, went to the college football playoff last season, and the Wolverines, yes, are a contender once again. heading into November at undefeated, 8-0. Michigan set out 4 goals before this season to beat Michigan State, beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten championship, and win the national title. 1 down, the other 3 are still very much in play, which is all you can ask for at this point in the season. Subscribe to our channel for more Michigan coverage. Make sure to like this video and head to thewolverine.com for all of your Wolverine football, basketball, and recruiting info. Get premium access and access to our message boards by heading to thewolverine.com and signing up. It costs just $10 until next football season, so make sure to take advantage of that, and we'll see everyone next time.